Two of the top 3 finishers in last week's Asian Tour event were unimpressed with the number of points given to them for their efforts, providing the debate over world ranking points in golf a new twist. The PGA Tour is clearly losing things that interest new players and fans alike, and the last thing that is still keeping players on their side is the precious world ranking points. So stay tuned to find out just how badly tournaments are being slammed for threatening players' rankings, starting off with the LIV ranking points crisis. The official World Golf Ranking has announced that LIV Golf players won't be eligible to accumulate world ranking points at upcoming tournaments. Invitational tournament events in Bangkok and Jeddah are all set to be held in October and are going to be sponsored by Saudi Arabia. But because OWGR does not currently recognize LIV Golf, players run the danger of dropping in the rankings and missing out on the major league. After learning the points assigned at the Yangdar TPC in Linkau International Golf and Country Club, Barry Henson took to Twitter. The American earned just 0.65 points for finishing in a tie for third place at 14 under par. At this rate, he could have just chosen to not play and it wouldn't have made a difference at all, really. In contrast, Max Homa received over 40 points for winning the most recent PGA Tour game, the Fortinet Championship, and Guido Migliozzi was awarded 18.54 for winning the French Open. Every major championship also rewards the winner with a grand sum of 100 points, and the PGA Tour is clearly manipulating players by gatekeeping access to the ranking points. Victor Perez and Adrian Meronk ended up tying for the 11th position at Le Golf National, but still, they received more ranking points than Smith's triumph in New Taipei City. Is that all I got? What a joke, Henson asked jokingly on his Twitter handle, to which Yangdar Smith replied with a bunch of laughing emojis. And Lee Westwood later pointed out that someone was voting for the players on the board at least. Next up, players are going to slowly but surely lose their positions. Westwood, of course, is one of the players who switched to LIV Golf and doesn't currently receive any ranking points in those competitions, and this is because the official World Golf Ranking considers them unable to meet the qualification standards. And the world rankings for all LIV players are dropping, and some players are competing on other tours in a last-ditch effort to try and salvage their plummeting positions. Their spot on the world ranking system determines whether or not they're going to be invited to majors and other important events. Former world number 1, Westwood is no longer among the top 100 golfers in the world, and although recent LIV Chicago victor Cameron Smith is currently ranked 3rd, he too will gradually plummet down the rankings. Of the 50 LIV players who have written to the OWGR chairman to request recognition for LIV Golf, Westwood is one of them, and Greg Norman, the head of LIV, has stated that LIV should either merge with or replace OWGR. Taylor Gooch, Abraham Answer, and Jason Kokrak have all faced criticism for competing on the DP World Tour to keep their world rankings. Despite having last been ranked among the top 20 golfers in the world on January 2nd, Kokrak still lists that title in his Twitter bio. Whatever helps him sleep at night, we suppose. Smith competed in the first 3 LIV Golf Invitationals before switching to the Asian Tour. In his 3 LIV appearances, he earned around $470,000, and he didn't even come close to placing first. This totaled more money than he received for winning the actual Asian Tour Championship. And that explains why players are trying to risk it all for the biscuit. Moving on to Greg Norman faces pressure with Asian Tour. LIV Golf has been charged with being a disgrace to all sports in an effort to improve Saudi Arabia's appalling record on human rights, including how it treats women. But Norman, whose state investment fund is funding the breakaway circuit, has frequently maintained that golf can be a positive influence in the kingdom. The 3rd-ranked player in the world, Cameron Smith, will compete in Norman's upcoming LIV Asian Tour this week in Thailand. Then, before the season finale at Donald Trump's course in Miami, the show will go to Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. So far, the only way to see Smith and fellow Australians Mark Leishman, Matt Jones, and Wade Ormsby compete in LIV tournaments has been via an online feed. Lastly, LIV Golf continues to expand. According to reports, Norman is close to finalizing a broadcast rights agreement that will see LIV pay Fox Sports to broadcast the league's games in 2023. The broadcast would subsequently become financially feasible thanks to the sale of LIV's own commercial assets. However, Norman mentioned that he had been in talks with broadcasters about bringing LIV to a wider audience while discussing the boost that LIV is anticipated to give Australian golf. He stated that numerous broadcasters had signed non-disclosure agreements agreements and that they were currently the subject of conversations. He apparently has an amazing broadcast team all lined up that is going to help solidify LIV's position in the golfing world. The level of excitement amongst Australian state governments is exceptionally high, even among club presidents. Because of the environment and what they see on broadcast, people are very eager to pay to watch LIV Golf. But besides all these efforts to firmly plant LIV as a strong contender against the PGA and the OGWR system, it still doesn't consider the tour enough to meet their standards. The PGA Tour was the only place players had to go when they left their countries. They had no other options and had only one choice if they wanted to compete against some of the best golfers. They had no bargaining power and had to agree to whatever guidelines they were given. Adam Scott gave a powerful defense of LIV Golf this week, saying the organization was not evil even though he has remained committed to the PGA Tour. In other related news, firstly, Hong Kong is set as the next LIV spot. As LIV Golf and the Asian Tour aim to expand regionally, Hong Kong might host two major professional golf tournaments in 2023, nearly 3 years after the last one. While the tour has been considering the possibility of bringing back the Hong Kong Open, LIV Golf CEO Greg Norman stated that he had the region and the People's Republic of China firmly in his sights. He is trying to rapidly expand his invitational competitions by collaborating with the tour on growing its international series. Norman is no stranger to the city, having won twice on the Open over the span of 3 years early on in his career. He has often cited the expansion of the game in the area as a reason for his new journey. Up next, the lawsuit between PGA and LIV. According to a recent court decision, the 4 plaintiffs who are still suing the PGA Tour for antitrust violations must reveal contacts that took place before the complaint. LIV Golf and the 3 complainants who must appear in court are Matt Jones, Bryson DeChambeau, and Peter Uihlein. The judgment is yet another split decision for the PGA Tour in its ongoing legal conflict with LIV, as the two parties get closer to the lawsuit's discovery phase. And these negotiations may be crucial, according to Judge Susan Van Keulen of the U.S. District Court, especially in light of the tour's decision to countersue LIV for contractual interference last week. The court, however, denied the tour's request for access to the plaintiffs' sensitive information by outside counsel, and this was a sensitive subject for LIV. According to counsel for LIV Golf and the players, the stated attorney's law partner serves on the tour's policy board. The chairman of the tour's policy board is Ed Hurley, a partner in New York-based law firm Wachtell, Lipton, Rosen & Katz. None of the other 4 independent policy board directors are listed as members of a law firm. The trial will take place in January 2024, while the summary judgment is going to be heard in 2023, where the tour will have to agree to get the case dismissed. Finishing off with Tiger Woods planning a surprise for fans. Notah Begay III, a close friend and former college teammate of Woods, predicts that the Big Cat will play competitive golf sooner than we expected, and Begay announced it on PGA Tour radio and said that Woods believes he can be very competitive even now, and he has a good understanding of what's going to happen to get through this year, but we're almost definitely going to see him play again. Begay is pretty certain that Woods and his son Charlie are going to astound us together and will compete in the PNC Championship in December for the 3rd consecutive year. Team Woods came in 2nd place last time, so this might be a chance for redemption. And that's a wrap for this video, and thanks for watching. What did you think of the players upset over golf world ranking points? And should LIV be given world recognition status? Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.